Let's understand Microsoft Defender for Cloud and what it brings to the table. Microsoft Defender for Cloud is indeed positioned as a cloud-native application protection platform designed to protect cloud-based applications and workloads from a range of cyber threats and vulnerabilities. The platform integrates a set of powerful security capabilities that cover multiple stages of the application lifecycle, from development to deployment and runtime. There are three main capabilities provided by Defender for Cloud as shown on the screen, such as CSPM, CWPP, and DevSecOps. CSPM stands for Cloud Security Posture Management. This component is crucial for proactively managing and improving the security posture of your cloud resources. Defender for Cloud continuously assesses your cloud environment to detect misconfigurations, compliance violations, and vulnerabilities that could lead to security incidents. It supports Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, and hybrid environments, offering a centralized view for security risk. By offering a secure score, CSPM provides actionable insight into the areas where security can be improved. For instance, it may recommend enabling encryption, reducing permissions, or adding security policies to prevent unauthorized access. It maps your security posture against industry standards such as PCI DSS, ISO 27001, or HIPAA. It helps ensure that your cloud deployments remain compliant with regulatory requirements. CWPP stands for Cloud Workload Protection Platform. Defender for Cloud provides specialized security protections tailored to the specific workloads running in the cloud. These include servers, containers, storage, and databases. Defender for Cloud offers deep protections for virtual machines and cloud-based servers, including threat detection, vulnerability scanning, and endpoint protection. Since containers have become a core part of modern applications, Defender for Cloud secures both the container host and the container themselves by monitoring runtime behaviors and detecting anomalies or vulnerabilities. It monitors and protects storage accounts and blob containers against threats such as data exfiltration or unauthorized access, ensuring that sensitive data remains secure. Defender for Cloud offers protection for databases by monitoring access patterns, identifying suspicious activities, and ensuring that critical data is encrypted and properly protected. Defender for Cloud embeds security controls and monitoring into the software development process, ensuring that security is not just an afterthought but is integrated into every phase of application development. This unified DevSecOps approach covers code-level security and security across pipelines. Code-level security helps developers secure their code across multi-cloud environments and ensure that security vulnerabilities are caught early in the development cycle before they reach production. This includes scanning for misconfigurations, weak dependencies, and vulnerabilities in source code repositories. Security across pipeline ensures that security is enforced consistently across multiple CI/CD pipelines and provides seamless protection regardless of which development tools or cloud providers are in use. This allows teams to standardize their security practices across diverse environments. Overall, Defender for Cloud CNAPP approach spans entire lifecycle of an application from development through to deployment, operations, and beyond, ensuring that security is consistent regardless of where or how the application runs. One of the key strengths is its ability to provide consistent security across not just Azure, but also AWS and Google Cloud, which makes it a great fit for multi-cloud strategies. All of these capabilities are managed from a centralized dashboard, which helps security team to monitor cloud security risk, detect vulnerabilities, and respond to threats in real time across environments. In essence, Microsoft Defender for Cloud is a comprehensive CNAPP that provide DevSecOps, CSPM, and CWPP capabilities to protect your cloud-based application and workloads. whether it's detecting threats at the code level, improving the security posture of your cloud environment, or protecting workloads like servers and databases. Defender for Cloud is designed to cover the full spectrum of cloud security requirements across multi-cloud and hybrid environments. Let's now get on the Azure portal and see the Microsoft Defender for Cloud in action. Alright, this is the Azure portal, and you can get on the Microsoft Defender for Cloud just selecting this, through the menu option. As soon as you get on the service, you can see the dashboard something like this. I think the most important thing is the the overview blade. This is where you can see that the CQS score as well as like a regulatory compliance. That is basically selected for this particular workload will be displayed, right? And how many controls are basically passed out of that specific regulatory framework, right? But to get the right insight on the dashboard, what is very essential first to do is to onboard the workload. And how you can onboard the workload is basically go to the environment setting and then select the specific subscription which you would like to onboard. In this particular case, you can see that there are 2 subscriptions, right? But none of them is onboarded. You can see that 0 out of 0 plans is basically selected, right? Let me go ahead and click on the first one, which is Hub PRD. And let's see what are the different types of things we see here. We already discussed CSPM, right? We already discussed CWP, right? And you notice that both the capabilities provided by Microsoft Defender, but only thing is that that you need to do is basically enable those capabilities as part of the configurations for the specific subscription. Under CSPM, you can see there are 2 plan called Foundational CSPM and the Defender CSPM, right? Foundational CSPM is always free, but when you want to have a kind of advanced CSPM capability, this is where you select the Defender CSPM plan, and you just need to aware about the pricing per resource per month, right? And the supported resources are servers, databases, and storage accounts, right? Now let's go ahead and basically switch it on and see what we see here. Once we go with the advanced capability, then it means, agent-led scanning for the machine, agent-led discovery for the Kubernetes cluster, agentless container vulnerability assessment, right? Permission management, sensitive data discovery. These are the capability, that comes with the advanced Defender CSPM that you will get out of the box, right? And you will need that when there is a workload running. I think you have to go with that particular option. You might not go with the option like servers from the cloud workload production category, but rest of the things, Defender CSPM, app service, databases, storage, containers, key vault, resource manager, API, all these capabilities, you would feel that needed to basically protect your workload. That is very essential because these are the things which will address your workload natively in the cloud, right? Servers, in some cases, organizations might have a different endpoint protection solution in place, such as McAfee or Trend Micro or something else. And you may not choose this option because you already have some kind of different endpoint solution. But if you do not have that and you would like to utilize the cloud native capability which comes out of the box with Microsoft Defender for Cloud, then you would basically go ahead and switch on this, right? And let's see what we get here. Now, these are the things that comes once you enable that particular capability. You have a vulnerability assessment, you have a endpoint protection, file integrity, and the rest of the other things as well, right? Sometimes in a traditional landscape, you always end up deploying a different solution for the vulnerability assessment and the endpoint protection, right? But with this particular option, you get both of them out of the box, Now, some organization chooses a different endpoint protection solution, or maybe even CSPM solution. It's just because there are some organizational level policies that some of the security solutions cannot be from the same vendor where a workload is hosted. These are the some criterias I came across in some of the organizations, particularly in the defense sector. They do go with a different technology stack for different solution. They don't choose all the solution from one specific vendor because I think there is also a risk involved with that kind of consideration, right? So those things are very essential to consider, and usually it happens in the big organization or in a specific industry, to choose those kind of different solutions. Otherwise, all those CSPM and CWP capability can be provided out of the box in the cloud itself, right? And these capabilities are tightly integrated with the cloud native SIEM solutions as well, right? So those are the things very essential to understand. Let's move to the security policies here. What we see here, we see the different types of regulatory compliance available which you can enforce on your workload, right? If you feel that you would like to apply NIST, you just go ahead and switch it on. That's it. That means your workload will get evaluated against all the controls that is seen as part of this. And how many policies are there? You can see that, pretty good number, right there. And this is where you basically, enable the regulatory compliance for which, compliance can be seen in the cloud, Microsoft Defender for Cloud itself, right? So it's very essential. This is where you come and you enable that, right? This is much more important for the application team. They need to make sure that they're getting notified as and when there are certain type of alerts reported in the Defender for Cloud, and it is very essential from the operational perspective. Workflow automation, you might build some kind of like a SOAR capability, right? Depending on your design, give a try here based on certain security alerts. You might do some kind of automation as well here. Continuous export, this is the thing that is mostly used when you integrate with the third-party security solutions, right? Security recommendation or security alerts or regulatory compliance, right? Security attack path, all those things can be integrated with a third party. This one is to send all the data from the Microsoft Defender for Cloud to basically the Event Hub, and then you can use Event Hub to integrate with third-party solution, right? Or you can send to the log analytics, and then on top of it, you can write the custom queries, right? That's pretty much about Microsoft Defender for Cloud. I think you got an idea now how to onboard the workload, how to enable different Defender plans, and basically how to do the integration with third-party security solutions.